and we thought we were going to expose a little bit of government corruption. Little did we think that the government would expose more corruption than we ever could have. During that time, from the bottom all the way to the top, you saw the government bring out witnesses that had deals, life, money. And so at some point, hopefully this case is the beginning where people reflect a little bit on our government, ask our government questions about what happened and why, and look into why it's still going on today.
Mr. Bulger, just to have this over with.
Jim Bulger was very pleased at how the trial went, and even pleased by the outcome. I don't think he expected that 9 times the jury would come back and say not guilty or not proven. It was important to him that the government corruption be exposed, and important to him that people see firsthand the deals that the government was able to make with certain people. With that as what he was looking for from a trial, he's very pleased.
But he called it a sham. Didn't he call it a sham? How can he be pleased with the trial that he calls a sham?
He has a strong feeling that he should have been able to present his defense, but presenting his immunity defense was only one of his goals in this trial. It's rare that you can achieve all of your goals, and so the fact that he was able to highlight the corruption that he was in the middle of, as well as the corrupt, obscene deals made with certain witnesses, should be something that informs all the citizens about what happens behind the scenes in a federal prosecution.
There was no finding in the killing of Deborah Davis, no finding. What do you conclude from that? If Bulger didn't kill Deborah Davis, or if there was no finding in that regard, what do you think happened?
Hank?
Jay Carney and I were very pleased at the diligence of the jury, how they paid such attention throughout the trial, even some of the parts of the trial that were difficult and sometimes even boring. The amount of time they spent reflecting and deliberation shows that this jury was the best group of people to ultimately make the decision regarding the verdict. The government pinned their hopes on these predicate offenses, in many cases, upon witnesses who we thought had an absolute lack of credibility, an extraordinary motive to lie, and were not guides that a reasonable person could follow to help find a conviction. To ask a public or a jury to trust in whole witnesses that had such promises and inducements and such motives to lie, in some ways that's reflected itself in the verdict.